Hello and welcome back to our Pokemon Showdown team building. Today we are building a team around this beautiful, not so beautiful, Chromorax the Crustle. This is one of those names that I feel like it fits the Pokemon really well, but at the same time, it's not quite there. It's just not quite there. I need a better name for Crustle, I really do. Chromorax, you know what? Some of you Borderlands players are like, you know what, love it, so we'll roll with it. And, you know, normally, Crustle would be a nice lead Pokemon, you know, you'd put up some Stealth Rock, it gets Stealth Rock spikes, you know, it gets that sort of stuff. You'd lead with it, and then it would go down, and you'd be like, okay, that's fine, that's my hazard setup. I'm not doing that. I'm going to give the impression that I'm doing that, sure. But we're running weakness policy, which is really good, because we're weak to rock, we're weak to water. Two types that are very common. Rock, especially, is quite a common lead. Like, in PU, you'd see a lot of Golem leads, setting up Stealth Rocks, then they might go for a Stone Edge. Say we get hit by a Stone Edge, weakness policy procs, we survive because of Sturdy, we destroy them. That's the plan. For this plan, we obviously need Sturdy, we want to live hits. Yeah, we do, we really do. Weak Armor, admittedly, if you are certain you can live a hit, like you're bringing it in on a physical hit that's going to be super effective, you're certain you're going to live, go for the Weak Armor, the speed boost is nice. We aren't going to worry about that. We are going to be running Shell Smash as well, which seems a little bit like overkill, but honestly, with this speed stat, I mean, we need the Shell Smash for speed. And as for its moves, this is where it gets simpler. Earthquake, X-Scissor, Stone Edge. This has pretty much perfect coverage, as far as I'm aware. I don't think there's anything that this doesn't hit for neutral or higher. If there is, feel free to let me know, but I'm pretty sure this hits everything for neutral or higher. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. The main thing that pops into my head is Shedinja whenever I want to think of something that would be immune, but nope, nothing is coming to mind. So this should be perfect. Stone Edge, yes, it has lower accuracy, but if there is a chance to kill, I want to kill. This thing is going to just tear through teams. If that Stone Edge is hitting, it's going to be doing a lot more damage than something that is more guaranteed to heal, like Rock Slide. Rock Slide can still miss as well. As for its EV spread, this is going to be really standard. We are going to be definitely giving it as much speed as possible. We need the speed. This doesn't outspeed a max speed Electrode Timid Nature. Just a heads up, it'll be 2 points under. So Ninjask and Electrode, I think, are the only things in PU which will outspeed us after one Shell Smash. And that's quite nice. So building a team around this, as we aren't going to have hazards, a Rapid Spinner would be nice, or a Defogger, either of those, but they don't have to be picked up straight away. Right now, we need to look at our weaknesses. And as I said, Rock and Water. They are two big weaknesses. So a Grass type would be nice, a Water type would be doable. We're also weak to Steel, which Water would also resist. So a combination of a Water and Grass type is pretty much what I have in mind, because Water is weak to Electric and Grass resists that in return, you know, they just pair quite nicely together, so we will look for a Water type first. Preferably a Steel is more likely to be physical, Water is more likely to be special. Don't think it really matters whether we have our Water type as physically defensive or specially defensive. We'll just pick what looks good. Let's look at these HP stats. Dugong, do we want Dugong? As fun as that would be, no. No. Lapras? Lapras could be pretty good, but it doesn't really strike me as a defensive Pokemon. I see it more as a Dragon Dancing Pokemon, because I'm a scumbag that runs the Dragon Dance set to surprise people. We could run Politoed in PU. Could have the Water Absorb, so we'd be immune to Water. We'd resist Steel. We still have a little bit of a Rock weakness, but we can see about that in the future. Doesn't seem like a bad idea. We'd also get... You know what? We'll take a Politoed. Admittedly, its usefulness is not going to be as great as like OU Politoed, where we can just swap in with Drizzle and be really powerful. We'll have to go with Water Absorb instead, which, yeah, not the best thing in the world, but by no means are these stats bad. These stats are quite nice overall. So we will run the Scald, we will run the Ice Beam, Nice and simple with those two. And do we want to run... I kind of want to run Rest. I really do. Rest would be a nice form of recovery. Do we Rest Sleep Talk? Does this thing get Calm Mind? That'd be so powerful. That'd be so broken. Can we get anything like Amnesia? Can we get anything to buff ourselves? Anything at all? Not that I am seeing, sadly. Do we want that belly drum though? Make this thing physical, destroy people with Waterfall and like ice. An ice punch? No, we aren't doing that as fun as that would be. Can you learn Ice Beam? Come on. I don't know why I had a fit there. We could run the Defense Girl. Oh, best meta. No. Okay, I think we will run... Is there anything that water and ice doesn't hit? It doesn't hit other water types. Our biggest threat would be other water types. But we don't have to worry about those, because we should have a grass type as our other... So you know what, we're just going to run Sleep Talk. We're going to run Rest Sleep Talk on our specially defensive Polytoad. Maybe not the best for a defensive set, by any means, but at the same time, who really cares? Also, you can have 248 HP. I don't know why you went to an even number. You were an odd number? As for shininess, oh yes, look at that thing. It's frickin' Hypnotoad. Why have I not called this thing Hypnotoad? Why have I never came up with that name before? Because it's a terrible name? Maybe. We'll see. And I've seen, yes, terrible name. Anyway. So we need a physically defensive grass type. Go-Go, definitely an option. Go-Go is very powerful, I'll give it that. Not my favorite grass type by any means, but I mean, it'd be good. Plus we could get the Sap Sipper and be immune to grass type moves, which I would quite like. Normally I would run Meganium. I don't know which I would prefer. Go-Go definitely has more HP, and it can bulk up. So Meganium doesn't really compare to Go-Go, in my opinion. So I don't know why I've been running Meganium all these times. But we might just have to change that. Okay, so we are going to give you a Rocky Helmet, because overall you are going to be defensive. You are going to have that bulk up. You are going to have, let's see here, you get Horn Leech, right? Okay, Horn Leech, yes. Milk Drink, yes. I would normally run Leech Seed as well, but honestly, this thing can set up a bit, so I'd rather have a little bit of variation. So we have the Grass type move. That gets walled out very easily by other Grass types, by Steel types, by Fire types, by Poison types. I'm seeing Earthquake as being a really nice follow-up then. I really am. And you are going to be physically defensive, which I'm fully aware I might not need this as physically defensive, so we'll go with just a nice rounded 200. No, you know what, I'm going to destroy my OCD habits. We're going to go to 201. And then we're going to also put the rest into its special defense. Is that really random? Yeah. Are we going to do it? Yeah. So, oh wait, that actually evened out to being 221 on both. I can't kill my OCD no matter what I do. I can't believe it just evened out like that with the nature tap. What am I doing? What am I doing? So, we will make you shiny. Ooh. 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 Don't know how I feel about that. I'll try it. I'm not 100% on this, and a name for a Go-Go, haven't got one yet. Not in the slightest. Now, we have a weakness too. We didn't get a cure to rock types. Rock types are still a thing. Admittedly, all of our Pokemon so far can deal with rock types in their own way, but we don't have resistance to rock types, and a type that resists rock, and is a type that I like, is fighting. we do not have a lot of fighting types to choose from. It's basically Machoke. That's what I see here. I see Machoke as the only viable option to being kinda bulky and kinda good. Pignite, potentially. Monferno can get priority, so again, potentially. But I think Machoke, you are the way to go. You are going to have Eviolite, you are going to have No Guard, you are going to have the Dynamic Punch. This has been on a lot of my teams lately. I think I might actually like Dynamic Punch more than I let on. We'll take the Bullet Punch because having some priority on the team is nice. We will take the Ice Punch for coverage. And do we take Knockoff? I feel like this is perfect coverage. I don't think there's anything that would be immune to that. And normally with an Eviolite I'd put my points into special defense and defense, but actually I don't think it makes all that much of a difference. Normally it's if you have like a low HP stat, you put it into your HP. If you have a low defenses, then you put them into your defenses instead of your HP. But actually I think these are so similar that it wouldn't make any difference at all, so we'll just keep it in the HP. As for a name, we'll just go with one Punch Man reference. Why not? Done. Easy. Do we want this hideous green shiny that makes it look like a Politoed? Hang on. Can we just... I think they came from the same ancestry. I think they're very similar. We'll differentiate them a bit. Okay, so we have Saitama, the Machoke, which, to be honest, is probably going to put in a hell of a lot of work on this team. Now, what weaknesses do we have? We have a weakness in the fact that we don't have any switches. I know that's not a weakness, but, you know, it's something to keep in mind. We don't have any Volt Switch U-turn action. We also don't have a Defogger Rapid Spinner, but at the same time, our team isn't horrifically weak to rocks. It doesn't like rocks, but it isn't horrifically weak to them. So if we don't get one of those, I'm not going to be too annoyed, because we can always lead with Coromorants, and then we can start with that, we can keep our sturdy intact, and we can continue from there. As for a Volt Switch, hang on. I'm going with Volt Switch before U-turn, because honestly, electric types only have one weakness, which is ground, and we can deal with ground types pretty well. So the first thing I see is Pikachu. No. Then I see Raichu, which honestly wouldn't be that bad. It's fast, it can hit pretty hard. It's a little bit on the frail side, but honestly, these are probably all going to be pretty frail. We could run, you know, Pichu. Oh yeah, best Pokemon, no. So we could also run Electabuzz, but Raichu would be better than Electabuzz, in my opinion. Actually, Electabuzz is bulkier, and it hits harder. How is Electabuzz better than Raichu in so many ways? But Raichu would outspeed, and I think I'd rather have the extra speed, because our team's looking pretty slow overall. So I think I'd rather have Raichu out of those two. We could also have Luxray, but Luxray's not fast enough. Zebstrika, but Zebstrika's awkward and I don't like it. That's just personal preference. I think we will go with the Raichu. Now, I kind of want to make this thing Focus Sash because its physical defense is so low. And I also kind of want to give this thing a Life Orb so it hits a little bit harder. You're definitely going to have Volt Switch. You're definitely going to have Thunderbolt. You're going to have Hidden Power Ice. I'm fairly certain Electric and Ice cover each other perfectly. Because the only thing Electric doesn't hit very well would be like Grass, Ground. I know I'm forgetting something, I have to be forgetting something. Grass, Ground, they're both hit by Ice. Other types that resist Electric, Electric, but Ice hits that for neutral. So the worst thing we could come up against would be another Electric type. So I think for our last move slot, we're actually going to take Nasty Plot. If we get in a situation where Nasty Plot is the right thing to do, and we can set up with Raichu, it's fast enough to carry, so why not? And I think we will actually give this thing a Focus Sash. Admittedly, if Stealth Rocks get up, that is going to be a problem now, without a doubt. We are going to call you Surge, why not? Yeah, you're being called Surge, I don't care. Go, you're being called George. What am I doing with these names? No, you have to be capitalized, come on now. There we go. So, yep. The naming, yep. Pretty cancerous, I'll give it that. As for our team, on the other hand, I don't see any outstanding, amazing weaknesses. We have a little bit of Psychic weakness, because Machoke has a Psychic weakness. We don't have any coverage for that. Ground can be dealt with by Go-Go. Fire is a little bit of a problem with Politoed. Overall, I'm feeling like this is okay so far. Psychic's probably our biggest weakness, so if we could get a Dark type that could have Defog, Murkrow would be weak to Electric. That would be a second weakness to Electric, would be weak to Rock. That would be another Rock weakness, I wouldn't like that. Would be weak to Ice. That would be a second Ice weakness, wouldn't like that. You know, I don't like the flying typing. Mightyena, why can't you be good? I really want to use it though. How often do you see Mightyena used? Sure, it doesn't have any way of getting rid of rocks and hazards and stuff, but do we really need it when we have a Mightyena on the team? No, I don't think so. No, I think we're doing it. You're going to be shiny because you're gold, and as I picture you in a top hat, your name is going to be Alfred, because I feel like that just fits so perfectly for some reason. It just... I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm running a Mightyena. What am I doing? I feel like Salak Berry would be really good if we can live a hit. Look at this red. Look at this orange and red. Oh, we'll try it. We'll run Salak Berry. Why are you not going to Salak Berry? There we go. We will run the Moxie. Can't believe I'm doing this, but we can have Priority Sucker Punch. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the only good thing about this Pokemon. We can have Play Rough. Dark and Fairy, that's pretty good contrast there, actually. That hits a lot of different types. We don't hit, like, a Steel type. We don't hit Mawile, but Mawile isn't threatening. We could take the Ice Fang if we really wanted. I'm probably going to take Crunch as a second Dark type move. You might be thinking, why do you need a second Dark type move? Sucker Punch is not always going to be in a perfect situation. Like, they might go for Dragon Dance on something, and then we would be screwed. And for our final move, Ice Fang might be the way to go. For the... We have enough ice moves. We have 3 ice moves on our other Pokemon. We don't need another ice move. What we do need is we need something that's strong enough to kill, and you don't get anything like that. You're such an awkward Pokemon, Mightyena. Ah, this is... We could take the Super Fang. Kinda situational, sure. But there might come a time when taking up half a Pokemon's HP is better than doing damage. You don't get great moves. You really don't, Mightyena. You're really making me struggle here. Captivate. Attract. Attract Mightyena. I'm not that much of a scumbag. As much of a scumbag as I am not that much of a scumbag. I'm not doing that. You know what? I think we will just take... This is difficult. This is very difficult. Do we take the Yawn? Do we take Swagger? We're taking Swagger. What was that I was saying about me not being a scumbag? I take it back. We're gonna run the Swagger. You know what? There may come a time when Swagger may save our lives. Who knows? But I think, although we don't have any way to deal with rocks, we have Switch Initiative, we have no real overall weakness. We have a fighting weakness now, and we have a fairy weakness. Fairy is not a threat in this tier in the slightest, so I'm not afraid of that. There is no fairy types in this tier. There's Clefairy, Dedenne, I'm Carbink, ooh. Is there any other fairies? Mawile, scary, right? Mr. Mime? Mr. Mime's probably the scariest fairy type in this tier. So I am not afraid of the fairy types. Meaning that I am fine with this team, and I think that's going to be that. Excusing the fact of the names are actually horrible, I think this is going to be okay. Alfred cannot learn Swagger. I was afraid of that. I really was. We'll just take the Fire Fang then. I know it's not as fun as Swagger, but... okay. That's going to be the team. We'll run Fire Fang instead. It allows us to hit grass types a little bit better. We don't have that much to hit grass types. We have all the ice moves, admittedly, but meh. We don't have any fire coverage, so it should be fine. If you guys have enjoyed watching this team building, please leave a like below. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the team. Helps out the team? Yeah, it helps out this team. This team right here helps it out. It really helps out the channel. And without further ado, bye!